Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rohit Khurana, host of Intellect, and this is the Samsung Galaxy A70s. In this video, we are going to quickly unbox this and we'll show you what all you get with this phone. We'll give you our first impressions, we'll give you a camera test, we'll give you a display test, and we'll tell you whether this phone is worth its price or not. Let's get started with this video. The Samsung Galaxy A70s is an iteration over the A70 and it comes with the very minor improvements over the previous one. The biggest improvement being the primary camera. This phone comes with a 64 megapixel primary camera lens, whereas the A70 had a 32 megapixel primary lens, and there's also some slight design improvements over the A70. Before I take the phone out of the box, let me quickly show you the quick features mentioned here. It comes with an Infinity U display, triple camera, it comes with super fast charging, it comes with 25 watt charger in box, 128 GB is the standard memory. You can get it in 6 GB RAM or 8 GB RAM variant. This one is priced at 29,000 or 28,990, and the 8 GB RAM variant is at 2,000 rupees more. You also get a 32 megapixel front facing camera which comes in this U-shaped notch, and there is a 6.7 inch display which is a Super AMOLED. Let's quickly open the box and show you the box contents here. So this is how the box opens, and here you have another small box which has some accessories. So you get a soft silicon back cover here, and this is a flexible one, a TPU sort of case. This is a back case, so let me keep this to the side. Then you have some user guides and warranty manuals. The next thing here is the phone itself, and we have got it in the red color. They call it Prism Crushed Red. It has this peculiar pattern to the back of the phone, as you can see from this angle. In my honest opinion, it's quite good looking in terms of appearance from this back, and this is how it looks in the skin. I'll keep this to the side and show you the rest of the contents, and then we'll come back to the phone. And here you get in the ear type earphones, and these are good quality ones. Then you get a USB Type-C to Type-C cable, which means that we get a USB Type-C adapter as well, and this is a super fast charger of 25 watt. It says super fast charger here. The adaptive fast charger that Samsung gives with some of the phones is 15 to 20 watts, but this one is 25, which is good. And then you have a SIM ejector tool, which is right here at the bottom of the box. Let's get rid of everything and get back to the phone. So this is the A70s, as you can see here. The power or wake up key here is on the right hand side, followed by the volume rocker, which is right here on top of it. The top of the phone gets a secondary mic for noise cancellation. There is some protective plastic layers around the phone side, so let me just remove this quickly. The finishing here that you see is actually a glass like shimmer, but this is actually a high quality plastic only. This is not glass. And then there is also some protective plastics on the side to prevent it from scratching. On the bottom of the phone you get the speaker grill. There is primary microphone hole, charging port, and you have a 3.5 mm audio port. So the audio jack has not been dished on this phone, which is a good thing. And on this side you get a SIM card tray. Let me quickly pop this out and show you the SIM configuration. This is the left side of the phone, and it has a triple card slot, which is a good thing. So you can have 2 SIM cards and still expand the memory if you want to, although it comes with 128 gigs of storage as standard, so you may never actually have to increase the memory or put an SD card. But still, if you want to, you can do that even with 2 SIM cards installed on the phone, which is a good flexibility. And here is how the screen looks. This is the front of the phone, and on top you get a 32 megapixel front facing camera, and then there is this small speaker grill, which is quite tiny in fact, and this notch, which is sort of a water dot style notch. They call it an Infinity U display at Samsung. So that is what is at up front. This is a full HD plus super AMOLED display which comes with an inbuilt under the display fingerprint scanner. Let me quickly set this phone up and then we'll do the further tests. We have set up the phone quickly, and this comes with an under display fingerprint scanner, which you can see is kind of slow. It's not too fast, it's not too slow as well, but it's not the OnePlus 7T fast, or it's not as fast as you would find on some other high-end devices. This is moderately fast at best. This is how the interface looks like. It comes with the Samsung One UI and it runs on top of the Android Pie. In terms of performance, it gets a Snapdragon 675 chipset, which is probably not the fastest which you can get at this price point. The phones that use this chipset start from at least half the price range of this phone, so which is kind of a slight disappointment for some, especially for those who are purchasing this just for the performance reasons. They may not be so happy with this decision of Samsung to put a Snapdragon 675 and not a higher end chip. But when it comes to cameras, this is where this phone really shines, and which is where they actually have something to offer you. So you have wide, there is an 8 megapixel ultra wide, you get a 64 megapixel primary sensor, and then you get this depth effect. And here you can see that you can go full resolution 1:1, and when you go to photo mode here, when you click here, you can see 64 megapixels. So by default it is saving shots in 16 megapixel because it is using 4 pixels as 1 pixel. It has a 64 megapixel rear sensor, but when you want to shoot in 64 megapixel, you have to select the 64 megapixel mode. So this is the first image that I clicked. If you go to the details, you can see that this is not 64, this is rather around 16 megapixels. But if you see the last shot that I clicked, this is actually around 64 megapixel and 17.3 MB in size, which is crazy in terms of size. But you can zoom in like really deep and you can see a huge level of details. The bokeh effect of this shot is also pretty good. If you compare it with the first one that we clicked in the normal mode, the dynamic range is slightly better, but only a certain level of zoom that you can go in, but still this is not bad even in 16 megapixel. This is the wide, this is the normal with the same framing, so you can see what this ultra wide 8 megapixel camera is capable of, and it's not losing the clarity or the color. And this is the bokeh that we took, and you can change the background effects here by clicking here. So there is a portrait editor with which you can increase or decrease the amount of blur and what sort of blur you want. You can also choose black and white blur and spin blur. So there are a number of effects that you can apply. So the rear camera here is doing a good job. A few disappointments in my opinion is that the Pro mode here is kind of limited and it only gives you 3 options to play with. So here you have the white balance, the exposure, and only the ISO. You cannot play with the shutter speed, or you can't play with the focus. So that is sort of disappointing. Let's test out the 32 megapixel selfie camera as well here. Let's take a few selfies. And it also has a wide mode at front. This is also live focus at front, which only works in the normal and not in wide. This is also a 1080p camera recording from the front facing camera. Now let's have a look at the selfies. This is the normal selfie, as you can see, quite detailed with the 32 megapixel sensor. This is the wide selfie, has a lot more in frame. And here you can see this is the portrait selfie, but honestly I don't see much of a difference from the previous shots. So the portrait selfie or the live focus selfie is sort of okay. So when it comes to cameras, this phone does really shine. In terms of display, this phone is actually pretty sharp, And if you want to bump up the saturation some more, you can just go to the display settings here, just go to the screen mode, and from natural you can change it to vivid. You can also change the warmth a bit if you like it to be on the warmer side. And now if you look at the home screen, you will see that it looks more vibrant and more, the colors are more popping. So the display quality here is comparable to the Samsung high-end phones, and this actually is a very good quality panel that you get here. So uh, that is about the display and the camera. What about the battery performance? It gets a 4500 mAh battery, plus it gets a 25-watt fast charger, plus it gets a Snapdragon 675 chip, which is fairly efficient. It comes with 6 gigs of RAM, so it should give you around 1.5 to 2 days of battery life easily without much troubles. If you are a heavy user, then you can still go through it with one full day of battery usage, even with very heavy use. So it is a good phone for someone who watches a lot of videos or plays a lot of games. But again, the downside that I feel is that at this price point you can get much better processors. So if you're buying it for gaming, it's probably not the best phone to buy. It also gets the plastic build, which is a slight disappointment at this price point. Until last year, Samsung has launched some phones, and you can still probably find some phones which come with water resistance in this price point, but not this one. So that is also a slight disappointment here. The fingerprint scanner is kind of slow, and there is limited pro mode. So there are some downsides and there are some upsides, but still, if you are looking for a Samsung phone, a branded phone which does look and feel good, this is probably the one that will fit most of your check boxes. So you can go ahead and pick one. The triple camera setup is really impressive. The 64 plus 8 plus 5 megapixel is the thing that you should pick this up for. It comes with Samsung Pay full version. It comes with some really cool features and some cool tricks under its sleeve, so you can just go ahead and get one if you're looking for a Samsung phone. What are your thoughts? Do let us know in the comment section. I'm leaving Best Buy links in the description section if you want to buy one for yourself. If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a thumbs up, stay subscribed for more. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.